What's up everyone, this is Shantanu from TikTok Tech, and this is my first experience using a Chromebook. I've been using a Samsung Series 3 Chromebook for a month now at least, and I'm here to share my thoughts on it. So this has been my first time using a Chromebook, being onto the Chrome OS and everything Chrome. So in this video I'm going to share my thoughts, my opinions, and I'm going to give my review on the Samsung Series 3 Chromebook, the 303 C12 to be precise. Let's get started. So Chromebooks aren't made to carry on heavy tasks, neither they are powerful enough to run games or edit videos. Chromebooks are for people, basically students, who want to just browse web, listen to music, and basically type in some documents on Google Docs. Basically for people looking for a cheap laptop alternative, Chromebooks are pretty much useless. You can only do some specific tasks, and without an internet connection, Chromebooks are pretty much useless. Alright, so starting off with the things I liked about the Chromebook. Number one, that boot up time. The Chromebook boots up within some seconds, that is 7 to 8 seconds, because it's rocking a 16GB SSD, which makes it to boot really quickly. Also, the Chrome OS is tidbit light. We'll discuss the Chrome OS a little bit later. Alright, number two, the Chromebook has a super awesome keyboard and a touchpad. Now, it looks oversized, I said that in my impressions video as well, but it is extremely comfortable for typing and browsing the web. I really enjoy using the keyboard and the touchpad. Basically, if typing is your job, you will love typing on this Chromebook. The keys are easy to press, and I had no issues with that keyboard and that touchpad. So let me just quickly go through how the touchpad and that keyboard works. Not keyboard specifically, keyboard works as it should. I will discuss it in a little bit, but the touchpad. Alright, so how does it work? You swipe down with 2 fingers to go top of the page. You swipe up with 2 fingers to go down to the page, and that is opposite to what happens in a normal Windows laptop that you might be using. So you don't have dedicated buttons for right or left click, but clicking anywhere will make a left click. If you double tap with 2 fingers, it will make a right click and will give you some minimalistic options to go on and use with your Chromebook. Alright, so number 3 thing that I liked about the Chromebook, didn't really like, but it's of the features, is that it's packing a VGA camera on the front with a microphone. Alright, so I never said the camera is good, but if you're just paying $200 for a Chromebook like this, it does make the job done. I never used the Chromebook's camera very often, but ever often when I wanted to see my face, I just turned on the camera, and that was the only use I used it for. No Skyping. Number 4 is the lightness. Now the Chromebook isn't packing a lot under the hood, so that's why it's completely light. It doesn't feel like a bulky laptop of some sort, but it's really light and easy to hold even in one hand. And if you're even going somewhere holding it in one hand, it won't hurt your hand because it's extremely light and doesn't feel bulky at all. Number 5 is that display. Now, I won't call the display the best in a laptop that I've seen, but it is a great display to go on with. You come with a default resolution of 1366 by 768, which can go up to something around 1536 by 900, which is something around 1080p, which is amazingly good for a Chromebook which is not having such a powerful processor to process that pixels, but still it works fine, and I really enjoy using that display. Also, there are some hiccups here and there for the Chromebook. Well, because it's not packing a very high-end processor, it's packing a Exynos 5250 processor from Samsung, which is a mobile CPU, which is not very powerful enough to carry on all of those tasks. So you may face some hiccups there, here and there. The Chromebook has a lot of ports. On the left-hand side, we are treated with a 3.5mm jack in which you can plug your headphone or the microphone. Alongside that is a SD card reader, which comes in very handy. On the back-hand side, we have a HDMI port so that you can connect your Chromebook to your monitor, and we have 2 USB ports, out of which one is a USB 3.0 port. Alongside that is a DC port for charging the Chromebook and a LED light. On the right hand side and on the front, we have nothing at all. On the back hand side of the Chromebook, we are treated with 4 rubber circles so that the Chromebook sticks onto the surface you put it at, and also some really oddly placed speakers. I really don't understand why they placed it right here, but if you place the Chromebook on a flat surface and play some music, it gets blocked, and literally this invention is even worse than Apple's Magic Mouse 2's charging port. Like, seriously. And also, out of the 74 keys, only one key has a small LED light, which is the power key, which just turns on once you power the Chromebook on and stays turned on. Next, let's talk Chrome OS for a bit. Now, Chrome OS, according to me, is the lightest OS I have ever used. So once you boot up your laptop, you're treated with a sign-in screen. First of all, you have to connect it via Wi-Fi. Then you're treated with a sign-in screen. You just add your Google credentials, and within seconds, you are treated with an empty desktop. You can add apps, you can add extensions, and whatnot. Actually, nothing else can be added. You cannot open exe files. You can only access files via the internet and not store anything for offline use, basically excluding all those soundtracks, etc. You can save it in the downloads directory of the Chromebook or the offline directory. Other than that, you get a 16GB internal memory, which is a 16GB SSD, and that is all you get in terms of storage, coupled with 2GB of RAM. And I guess it's enough for a Chromebook because everything goes online, and I really don't feel the use of it having a 500GB hard disk. But of course, if you spend 200 to 300 bucks on a netbook, you might get something better. So the verdict being, I don't really think that Chromebooks are worth it right now, especially this one. I wouldn't ever spend $250 on a Chromebook like this one. I covered the good features and also the bad features, like this hangs up sometimes, 2GB RAM, doesn't really mess around a lot. But I don't think that there's a need to buy a Chromebook. If you have $200 to $300, you can go on into a Windows netbook. You can buy a Windows netbook and you will have a lot more to explore there, and you will get a more powerful PC right there. So Chromebook, if you have a lot of money or you want to gift your child something that will not let him do things other than just typing in documents and other than studying or a little bit of browsing and listening to music, this is for you. But according to me, this was something that I would never use if I had a laptop. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.